Hey folks, welcome to another VR video. Today is a little crazy. I am going to be playing a game called Nuclear Rush, which actually came out back in well, it never came out to be fair, but it was intended to come out back in 1995 for the Sega VR, which after lots of fanfare never came out. The Sega VR, unfortunately, was a console that was supposed to be for the Sega Genesis. I just want to make sure I have the right key combination here. So what we're doing is we're moving around, destroying things, and looking for nuclear waste in a nuclear wasteland. And as you can see, my head turn is mapped accordingly. A couple of different attacks. I'm just going to use these lasers. Shot that down. Okay. So there's lots of enemies around of different varieties. We're in kind of a hovercraft. Now, the problem is these guys, not only can we shoot them, but they shoot at us as well. These little hovering things are what we're trying to pick up. So as you see that, we've got some green. Whoops, this guy's already shooting at me. Gonna get him. He's dead. So now what we're going to do is search around and look for... Whoops! There's a blimp just attacked me, so I'm going to go after it. What we're looking for is more of those little... There's another one. So the interesting thing about this particular game is, again, it's for an unreleased console, the Sega VR, which was intended to work with the Sega Genesis. Part of the problem was it only ran at 15 hertz, which frankly kind of hurts. So after some playtesting, while it worked, it wasn't as practical as the Nintendo DS, for example. I'm sorry, the Nintendo Virtual Boy. I'm so flustered as I play through this. It wasn't as practical as the Nintendo Virtual Boy. It costs a lot more to manufacture. And the Genesis was kind of in its dying days. So unfortunately, this was never released. Fast forward 25 years or so, someone somehow got in touch with the original publisher of this game, who happened to have the source code available on a CD-ROM. Because, you know, people don't throw anything away, right? I sure don't. So that guy's dead. We want to run this over. Get some more. Oh, there's another one. I don't think that was actually... That was like a landmine. I don't think that was what I was looking for at all. So the graphics are a bit rudimentary, but someone actually found the source code, took the source code and ran it by some smart folks who somehow converted the code and reverse engineered the Sega VR. So now, this emulator that I'm running this on is running actual code intended for Sega VR. The person that wrote the emulator never had a Sega VR and actually somehow guessed, just by looking at the source code for a game that was intended to run on the Sega VR, how the Sega VR worked. And this is now being emulated using OpenVR or Steam VR. And it's playable. So I am playing using Oculus Link. It probably does work on virtual desktop as well, but when I'm playing something that's running at, I think, 30 Hertz at this point. There we go, level complete, alright. So we got a code, BMKHTMCV. I believe there's 3 levels in this game, but this was just a quick look at the first level of Nuclear Rush for the Sega VR. This does work solely right now with a particular emulator. The emulator and the game code are available, and I will link to that in the description if you wanted to try this for yourself. Again, this does work via OpenVR currently. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. So we had a hit ratio of 8%. That's fantastic. And we got 100 credits, it says. So we've got 10 missiles. We can either continue the game. I don't know what Geit Gear means. Well, let's go ahead and continue just a little bit longer. I will say, Zone 2 here, we're still in the desert, but now it's at dusk. So we're still racing to find that nuclear waste. But for a very old VR title that's really just head-tracked and nothing else, it's really a Sega Genesis game that's head-tracked. This actually plays pretty well, especially when you hold it up to modern era. I'm pretty happy with this emulation, and I wish, I don't know if more Sega VR titles even exist, but I wish that if there were games that were intended to support Sega VR, I don't know if there was anything more popular than Nuclear Rush or anything of that nature, but if there were other titles, I'd love to be able to play them too. So hopefully, if those titles exist out there, either the code can be located and re-implemented or something of that nature, because it's cool to play other games also. I was not into VR back in the 90s. I do have some friends that were. But even pulling up ancient technology from the 90s today, it's really promising to me that these things still work. And work pretty well. Like, I do feel at least mildly immersed. It's not as immersive as a real VR game today. But if you think about how this is tracking my head, there's definite latency. It's not perfect, but it's playable. And if you think about the 90s and 16-bit era of games, it's a pretty passable game, if I do say so myself. I'm actually having a lot of fun with it. This is a prototype. While it seems pretty feature complete, I don't know if this is what the complete game was supposed to be like. I'm not even attacking enemies much on this one. Just kind of riding around and collecting the loot here. Okay, here we go. What I can say is, you know, while the head tracking works, I'm not feeling like I need it, except for when I'm attacking enemies. This is not, I don't think this is a canister. No, that's just one of those foolish minds debris at the bottom there. So we've only got a couple of canisters left. I'm trying to figure out where they are here. Whoops, there's an enemy. Okay, I think I saw one this way. Let's kill that. So I see green in this direction. I feel like green is just a landmass. It's not really... Yeah, there's a land enemy there. There's an air enemy. And I keep forgetting I do have missiles. I can shoot with missiles. I have 9 left of those. Still looking for... There's one. We need one more here to finish this level up. Looks like we're slowly starting to run out of gas too. There's one. And that's it. So that's the end of level 2, level complete. We got another new code, CBT MTHCT. And this was a look at Nuclear Rush on Sega VR. Now, I'm using it running via keyboard. It does work with joysticks as well in the emulator. Again, I'll have a link to where you can find out more information and download this ROM and emulator for yourself. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I will be back with more VR content soon. Until next time, get out there and enjoy some VR for yourself. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye now.